We are sad for the loss among our people, for their suffering, for the tragedy which is our living need to pass it in these days. But this is a price for freedom, price for independence, a price for defending Aqsa Masjid. I think our Palestinian people, even during this suffer, understand that this price, how much it is going to be very cheap if you compare it when it achieve independence and freedom.
Hello and welcome. This is News exclusive and I'm Faisal Kamal Pasha. This is indeed our profound privilege that we have today in our studio Mr. Nadar K. Al-Turk, who is Deputy Head of the Mission of Palestinian Embassy. We as Pakistani have a deep association with Palestinian cause and we support the Palestinian people. A few days ago, the war that has broken out there in the Palestinian region. So everybody is very eagerly waiting for the outcome and how it is events unfolding in the region, because it is going to affect the whole world. Sir, welcome to the show.
Thank you very much.
Okay. Sir, the first question. The Hamas no doubt has made a very good progress militarily right now. Would it be able to sustain the gained areas in the Israel?
Assalamu alaikum. Our freedom fighters start operation in 3 days before on Saturday early morning. They named this operation Flood of Al-Aqsa Flood. This was a reaction of the Israelis' criminal action against the Palestinians, civilians in West Bank, Gaza, everywhere. This is first. It was mentioned or addressed by the name of flood, Aqsa Flood, because the Israelis daily attack Aqsa Masjid, Qibla Awwal.
Yeah.
Their settlers, their leaders, their ministers, Ben Gafir, Smotrich, all of them come to Aqsa just to create violence, create problem. Israelis mentioned that they have plans to change Aqsa Masjid, Qibla Awwal for all Muslim Ummah, from Masjid to Muslim, to become a temple for the Jew, only for the Jew. This is the plans of the Israelis. They do that before in 1994 when they control 70% of Al-Ham al-Ibrahimi in Hebron and change it to become a Jewish temple. They try to do the same scenario, repeat the same scenario in Aqsa Masjid. As a Palestinian, we're doing our duty as a first circle of defending Aqsa by defending Aqsa. We was in many clashes, many battles, many conflict with Israel's apartheid system to defend Aqsa. This one of that circle of defending Aqsa. We hope this battle can end peacefully soon and achieve its plans by defending Aqsa and end damage the Israelis' plan to change Aqsa to become a Jewish temple. This is on the one hand. Other hand, one of the results of this battle actually by our Palestinian freedom fighters, it is destroy the image of Israel as a superpower country in the region. Usually the Israelis market themselves that they can defend themselves and can defend all the Middle East. After this battle with a small number of Palestinian freedom fighters, not well armed, if we compare their power with the power of the Israelis' army, it is nothing at all. But with that, they killed about 900 Israeli settlers and Israelis military, many of them high rank in the Israelis' army. about 2,600 injured among the Israeli settlers and Israeli army, which really giving the real image of Israel that it is only tiger made by paper.
Yeah.
Okay, this is second things. Actually, this sadly lost in our region, in our Palestinian people, and even in the Israeli side, because we are actually, as a Palestinian, we respect the life of every human being.
Yeah.
This was a result of their radicalism, government, their crimes against humanity,
Yeah.
against the Palestinian people. A result of their leaders refusing the two-state solution, a result of blindly support by the international society, by Americans, British, and some other European countries that are blindly support the power of occupation in Israel against the Palestinian by blindly support the occupation, blindly support the settlements,
Yeah.
blindly support the crimes against the Palestinians it is created by the Israelis. This is the result of that. This circle of blood, circle of violence is a result of all of that.
No doubt this has damaged tremendously the image of Israel, as you rightly pointed out. But I want to ask you that in the past we have seen that whenever Hamas attacked Israel, there is severe retaliation from the Israeli side that results in number of casualties, civilian casualty, including women and children. On the Palestinian side, that is very, I think, gruesome and deplorable state of situation. So what I want to ask, would Hamas be able to control the damage after Israel retaliation? I think in Israel attack, it's around 1,000 Palestinians has lost their lives as yet.
We are sad for the loss among our people, for the suffering, for the tragedy which is our living need to pass it in these days. But this is a price for freedom, price for independence, a price for defending Aqsa Masjid. I think our Palestinian people, even during this suffer, understand that this price, how much it is going to be very cheap if you compare it when it achieve independence and freedom. We are Palestinians only a slave for Allah. We are not a slave for any others. Israelis try to become the Lord of the land. They only believe there is only one Lord of the land, is Allah Himself. And we are, as a human, are the shadow of Allah on the ground. Not the Israelis, not the Zionists. This lost for the you speak about buildings, about homes, hospitals, masjids, infrastructure. All these things can be rebuilt. Okay, cost money, but money, if you compare it with anything else, nothing. It will come and go. But for the precious lives, this we can't getting back to be alive again among us. This is lost forever. For what is happening right now, the Israelis only attack civilians areas, civilians people, innocent people, only children, women, old people. They attack buildings, civilians' homes, civilian school, civilian hospitals. This is the only thing is attacked by the Israelis right now. They try to destroy everything in Gaza, includes the infrastructure of Gaza Strip, because Israelis right now only looking for revenge, because their loss this time was very huge, and they try to increase the loss of the Palestinians as much as they can to looking nice in the eyes of their own people. So the criminal become proud, become a champion in his people's eyes when he making more crimes.
Yeah.
So they create more and more crimes every moment in Gaza to looking nice in the
Every
eyes
time,
of them.
every
Because
time.
actually, just to explain one thing, the fail of the Israelis on Saturday was a huge fail. They fail as intelligence departments.
Yeah.
They fail as a super strong army. They fail as technology, because the siege around Gaza is an electronic siege. Okay, if anyone touch it directly, giving arm in their operating room, which means they fail in everything they was proud about it in the world. They fail in everything they was marking themselves that they are unique and special in that field. So the image of Israel fell down, I think once forever, okay? And we are waiting for freedom of Palestine after this fail of the image of Israel in the world.
So there were reports. First, let me ask you, has Hamas got the capability to deceive the intelligence of Israel, or there are reports that the Iranians and Jordanians and Egyptians and Turkey, they collaborated in this operation, they supported the Hamas, so they achieved this target. And additionally, can you confirm, is there any involvement of Russia in support of Palestinians?
Actually, I don't know if you are following the speech of our freedom fighters in Gaza. Not only Hamas was involved in this operation. There was freedom fighters from Jihad Islami, freedom fighters from Fatah, freedom fighters from our social groups like Jabha Demokratiya, Jabha Sha'biya was involved in this battle. Not only Hamas, which means Palestinian freedom fighters are there, not only mention one.
Indigenous.
Maybe the, Hamas control Gaza since 2007, so they are the major power there. We understand that after the sadly civil war created by them there, but they're still part of our people, part of our political groups, part of our society. We are, have the same target with establishing a Palestinian state with Jerusalem as its capital. We are looking for achieve the right of return for our Palestinian refugees. We have the same plans. Maybe are using different tools, different ways, but we still have the same target with free Palestine, independent Palestine.
Okay, so there are some reports that the Russians have been supporting the Palestinians in some sort of. Can you confirm this?
The Russian is one of the supporters of Palestine since long time, and they have a very strong relationship with our legal leader, especially with His Excellency President of Palestine, Mahmoud Abbas. We have supporting from getting a lot of training even for our freedom fighters before, since maybe 1970s. We start our relationship become strong by after the historical visit of Mr. Yasser Arafat, may Allah bless his soul, was the leader of the president of Egypt, Mr. Jamal Abdel Nasser, may Allah bless his soul too. This historical visit start and open the relationship between Palestine and the Russians, or it was that time Soviet Union. They have a good relationship, on the other hand, with the Israelis. So we can't say or mention that Russians supporting Palestinians against the Israelis. As a politically, diplomatic, in the diplomatic speech, supporting the Palestinians against the Israelis' crimes, against the crimes against humanity. But they are not supporting us by come and fight with us. This for sure. This is only Palestinians are fighting on the ground right now. Only Palestinian freedom fighters there are doing their job. They're doing what they are have their. Keep in mind to achieve achieve the plans what you are looking for. So in the Palestine on the ground, no, there is no Russians, no Iranian, no Hezbollah, no Arabs, no Muslim Ummah, only the Palestinians in Gaza in that battle. And only Palestinians are suffering right now under the attack by Israelis against only our Palestinian people, our Palestinian civilians there. So we can't mention that there is any other nation or any other citizens are in the battle with the Palestinian in Gaza right now.
Do you think that the idea of two nations, two countries for the resolution of Palestinian dispute is feasible, because you would be having a hostile neighbor all the time? But the Palestinian has been supporting and advocating the idea of two countries, two nations. What do you have to say about this?
Actually, the only solution available for getting peace and stability in the region is two-state solution. Or, if this not going to be happened, it's going to be one state for both people, Palestinians and Israelis. But as our leadership are looking for getting two-state solution. This actually, the Israelis are still refusing that. But on the other hand, who giving the legality of Israel as a state is the two-state solution by 181 resolution was taken in 1947 by the United Nations when they are giving birth certificate for two-state. Israeli state on 56% of the land of Palestine, and Palestinian state on 43% of the land of Palestine, and 1% going to be international area under the control of United Nations, which is the holy city, Jerusalem, and Bethlehem, where is the holy church, where is the getting birth of Jesus, alayhi salam there.
Yeah.
This was the roots of the two-state solution. And later on we start speak two-state according to the lines or borders before 5th of June 1967. So Israel actually to become a state, it was need to obey according to resolution 273 by United Nations, need to obey and accept and facilitate the 181 resolution, 194 resolution, which speak about the right of return for the Palestinian refugees to their own territories and their homes, villages before 1948. To join the membership, full membership to United Nations, it was need to obey these two resolutions. Actually, Israel, after getting the membership, she turned its back to all this, to the two resolutions, and for all the international resolutions, which is about more than 800 or 1,000 resolutions by the United Nations General Assembly, more than 85% of the Security Council, resolution in favor of Palestine. Turn its back to all of this resolution, turn its back to international law, because they're above the law, and sadly the international community with their silence, with their double standard, are supporting this image that Israel or Israel is above the law. The law created to create stability and security, peace in all the world for all the nations, deal with all the nations. All the countries are in equal way. But actually the silence and double standard of Americans, USA, British, some European countries, by supporting the power of occupation Israelis against the Palestinians, this actually damage stability, damage security, damage peace in the region and all the world. So we hope they will become wise by supporting the real cause, by supporting Palestinian rights, by facilitating the establishing of Palestinian state with Jerusalem as its capital, by facilitate the right of return of the Palestinian refugees to Palestine, to their own territories in the borders before 1948, by facilitate the peace in the region, by end the occupation and the support to the settlements and the double standard. This is the roadmap for getting peace and stability for our people, for Israelis, for our region, and for all the world. Anything else will create only more and more violence, more and more bloody circles.
Pakistan has yet not recognized Israel as a legal country. And there are many other countries who yet to establish diplomatic ties with Israel. But there has been a strong moves in the recent past to recognize Israel. What do you think this recent attack and this recent war, would it affect the move that the Israel was moving forward in the countries that don't accept him?
First, we appreciate Pakistani people, Pakistani leadership, Pakistani political parties, Pakistani government, Pakistani president for their generous support for Palestine cause, and obey and keep in mind all the time the principle and the vision of Qa'id A'zam, may Allah bless his soul, in their policy and dealing with Palestinian problem. Qa'id A'zam was one of our great supporters. He have a vision, and all the leaders after him try to keep his steps, his vision in the same way by supporting Palestinian cause. Okay, we appreciate and highly appreciate these things from Pakistani brothers and sisters. We only share with Pakistani people and Pakistani leaders love and respect as a Palestinian, and always we having same from our Pakistani brothers and sisters. This for Pakistan. For Israel can normalize their relationship and looking for peace with all the nations, all the countries in the world, but in the end, they will recognize that they are knocking the wrong doors. The only door available for getting and achieve peace and stability for the Israeli people is the Palestinian leadership, His Excellency President Mahmoud Abbas, and the Palestinian people themselves, because they see right now they have a good relation with Americans, getting a great support with Americans, getting blind support from Americans, they have blind support from British, blind support from many European countries. What they are having right now? They're having 900 killed Israelis by Palestinian freedom fighters. Most of them, or all of them, are from military, Israelis military, Israelis army, from Israeli settlers. They have more than 2,600 injured among the Israelis people. So they was knocking the wrong doors, and they getting only suffering, have only war and violence. So they need to knock the right door by creating peace with the Palestinian, by end the occupation, accept two-state solution, create and facilitate the establishing of Palestinian state with Jerusalem as it is capital, facilitate the right of return for the Palestinian refugees to their own territories before 1948, the land of their fathers, grandfather, and grandmothers, they need to have the right to return to that land, and immediately, or they will face more and more circle of violence and circle of blood. The road is very clear. keep denying it and ignore it, it isn't mean it is not available. It is not a bear on the ground. It is a bear on the ground. Turn your back for that is not the solution. Face it, deal with it is the only solution.
How do you see this war would end, and what results it would get?
Actually, I'm optimistic. Okay, we'll pay a high price in this war, as usual.
Yeah.
But the only change in this battle that the Israelis are suffering, like we are suffering. And we speak about 900 Israelis killed. On the other hand, more than 700 Palestinian shaheed killed by the Israelis. We have about 4,000 Palestinian civilian injured. On the other hand, we have about 3,000 Israelis injured. So the numbers almost equal for the first time, I think, ever. We are not happy for that because our message for the world, for all the nations, is peace and stability. We are not looking for war, not looking for blood. We're only looking for peace. But peace is mean respect, mean accept and obey the international law, accept and obey the international resolution, accept and obey the human rights principles, and all the nations are equal. These principles are not created for selecting nation. It is created for all human beings, for all the humanity. All the humans are equal. We need to remember that all the humans, whatever, you are Muslim, Christian, Jew, Buddhian, you don't believe even in Allah, all of us are having one grandfather and grandmother. We are all of us sons and daughters of Adam and Eve. If the Israelis, Americans, and all the countries are blindly supporting the occupation, supporting the settlements, supporting the Israelis, understand that they will end the double standard, because all of us are brothers and sisters in humanity. They will end the double standard by supporting the right cause. They will supporting the just, by supporting the Palestinians' right in getting their own independent state with Jerusalem as its capital, by accepting and supporting the right of return for the Palestinians, by end the crimes against humanity which is done daily by the Israelis against the Palestinians, by accepting that all the humans are equal and all of them have the right to have honor and have stability and have a life to live with it. And the last things, if they are keeping deal in the same way that they keeping deal since 1948 until now, that means there is going to be a clogged political horizon for the Palestinian, which means that our young generations going to lose the hope there is any opportunity for peace and stability or better future for them. That means that this is going to keep us always in circle of blood and circle of violence. Israel was establishing in one fake headline that Palestine is a land for a people without a people without a land. The old Palestinian going to die, the young Palestinian going to forget. The right now see it was fact. First, Palestine is not empty a land without people. We are a Palestinian there since more than 12,000 years, and we're going to be there until the doom day. We will never leave our country. Second, maybe our old people died, but our young generation still remember their houses, their homes in the historical land of Palestine. They still remember their villages, and they still miss it, and they still fight for freedom and independence. They're still freedom fighters. So the crisis going to become bigger if we didn't end it. Still, we're looking for that the Israelis create real leadership to facilitate and cooperate with our Palestinian wise leadership to create peace and stability for the Palestinians and for the Israelis, for the Palestinians and for all the region, for all the world. Our message is still peace, but we are not afraid of the war.
Thank you, Mr. Ambassador. Viewers, you listened to our discussion with the Palestinian deputy head of the mission, and hope there was much to learn about the Palestine and Israel crisis. We are signing off for now.